is TWiP.
I was given a pair of these for my birthday and I loved them. So of course I convinced some of my friends to buy them, including one Jefferson Graham of photowalkstv.com. Jefferson Graham, welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
Hello, my friend. How you doing?
Looking like a rock star. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
now,
are you?
We got to tell everybody it was actually 2 days before your birthday that you had them, because I saw you 2 days before your birthday.
That's true.
You came up to me. They were recording me, and I said, "What are you? Got to be kidding me!" And then you start showing me the video, and a lot better than I ever expected. Way better.
You know what? Here, and just to set the stage on this, I knew these had come out, and I instantly dismissed them as garbage, right? And the reason was I bought into the whole Amazon smart glasses thing a couple of years ago. You remember they came out with their Alexa-enabled glasses? And they were just, I don't want to go as far as say they were garbage. They weren't these, right? It just felt like there's a lot of things between you and getting even the most ordinary of tasks done, which makes technology, untenable. If it's supposed to make life easier, not harder. And then, so I dismissed these, but when I got them, I was like, okay, they look good, check box, and then, sort of diving into the specs that you and I will discuss, I found them surprisingly useful, and the video surprisingly useful, and the integration with Meta's LLM surprisingly useful, though not as good as ChatGPT. What are your thoughts? Like, you got these glasses, you and I had lunch, we sat down, and I was geeking out, recording you eating your food and doing all that, and I sent you all the footage. Then what? Like, were you instantly sold, or did you have to research?
Well, I was instantly sold about how good the quality was, not just on the video, but on the audio as well. There's 5 microphones in these glasses, and if I'm talking, it's going to pick me up beautifully. If you're talking, a few feet away from me, it's not going to be as good. But as a guy who makes videos for a living, this was something that I had to have. And if you recall, I believe I texted you that day and said, I'm ordering them right now.
Yeah, you absolutely did. And, I don't know. There's been a lot of negative comments, I guess, about the fact that it's vertical video. And I think maybe a year or so ago, I probably would have been on that boat. Vertical video, why? What is vertical video? Video wants to be in a format that we're used to seeing in theaters, which is widescreen on televisions, which is 16:9, horizontal on our phones. And then, I started for another project I'm working on. I started diving into TikTok and trying to understand that universe and how it works. And so vertical video, so much so that I got, sort of accustomed to vertical video, to the format and to the comfort of holding the phone in my hand like this versus, okay, I'm consuming content world, like just doing this mode versus I could be typing, I could be texting, I could be doing taxes, or I could be on TikTok scrolling. It's a natural way to hold this device is vertical. So when Meta made the decision to allow these to only shoot vertical video, I wasn't as put off, right? But I was put off from the standpoint of it's probably a line of code that they could have put in these things to give you horizontal video, right? I'm guessing, I don't know. Maybe the lens is structured in such a way it can only shoot vertical, but I feel like they could have given you horizontal as well. Maybe that's an update or version 2 or a software update, but Yeah, but it's great. I've been using them not daily, but quite often, much more than I thought. Have you been using yours every day?
Yeah. So vertical video knocks out 60% of the image. 60% is gone, and I want horizontal. And I understand that a certain, large segment of the audience wants vertical because that's what they want to watch on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. That's fine. And so here's this vehicle to make vertical. It wouldn't have cost them anything, as you say, to add the horizontal. Now, I will say that the quality of the video is so good that I could blow it up in Final Cut and make it horizontal, and it's okay. Surprisingly, shockingly, it's usable. If you guys see my Tijuana video, I went into Tijuana wearing the glasses, went right through customs, and I had a guide showing me around, and I filmed the whole encounter on the glasses, and I blew it up to horizontal, and I don't think you can tell that it was shot in vertical.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. I haven't done that. I haven't taken the vertical video and chopped out a 16:9 or 1080 bit out of the middle. I just assumed it would look like mashed potatoes. So, why even do it? And the counter to your point about, okay, horizontal video. Yes, I realize the importance of horizontal video, but at the same time, if you look at the numbers, Jefferson, right, which I know you have, if you want to reach the largest group of people, and depending on your content, right, it's not a one size fits all. Everything must now be vertical video. Our theaters are going to be like, vertically oriented. I think it's for certain kinds of content, which these glasses are designed to create. It works, and I'm fine with it. In fact, I'd like to see some longer form video lean into the vertical video format just to see what's possible. Because we've spent our entire lives, with horizontal video, so we understand those constraints and the linear, sort of left to right flow, and our brains understand cinematography as it's been taught to us in a horizontal format. I'm wondering, if you turn it on its edge, vertical, what do you, obviously you lose the kind of panoramic feel. Yeah, you use the sides, but you gain a top and a bottom. And what can you do with that? Like, what kind of content can you build that is now possible in a vertical format that wasn't possible or didn't make sense in a horizontal format? So
Leaning Tower of Pisa, Empire
very
State
tall
Building,
people.
Coit Tower, the San Francisco Ferry Building, all
of the
stuff
above.
Like that. Yeah. Now, one little tip and trick I have for the filmmakers in the audience today: when you're doing your edit, you can put 3 clips side by side in your timeline on Final Cut or Premiere Pro or whatever, and fill up the screen, and it looks really good. And you could have like 3 different angles of the same subject, and it's cool.
Oh, that is kind of cool. Yeah, that is a good tip. That is a good tip. All right, here's another one. Here's another feature. So I mentioned in that little intro that Meta had incorporated their large language model, a la ChatGPT. Theirs is called Llama, into these glasses. So you can just say, I don't want to say it. You say, "Hey, META."
Hey, M.
Yeah. And then speak your prompt, right? Not your query. You speak your prompt, and it will speak the results into your ear, effectively making you the smartest person in the room. Or at least if you're the only one with the glasses, you're the smartest person in the room, because you could ask it, anything, and it will respond, though not quickly. So though you may appear to be smart, you will also appear to have a little bit of delay in your response to people. Are you been using that at all? Have the AI features of glasses?
Only in putting my piece together. I have a video up in a newsletter post last weekend. I found that these are the same things that you would ask your phone and get the same replies, except, what time is it? What's the weather? What's the capital of Ethiopia? Blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. The most useful thing is tell me how to get somewhere. Give me turn-by-turn directions and then tell me about it in the glasses, and that they don't do. And I think that would be incredibly useful.
Yeah, I saw your video about that. That would be useful, but they got to leave room for the next version, right? So speaking of that, what do you want? So you've had the glasses, you've used them, you've reviewed them. What's missing?
Okay.
What would make you buy a version 2 of these?
The number one thing that has to be addressed is that I shoot a video of my lunch with Frederick, and I want to see it immediately. Now what I have to do is open up the Meta app, and then send the stuff into the phone and then look at it. My instant gratification is not instant. It's very cumbersome. I want a way to play it back faster and to be able to see the stuff without this whole download process. And I don't know what the answer is. I'm not an engineer. but I'd like to see that fixed. The turn-by-turn directions is fine. I only want the glasses to be a video camera. I don't need the Hey Meta. We had Hey Meta with the Portal unit. Remember the Portal unit that came and went? Yeah. So we had that. We've had the Amazon A person. We've had the Google A thing, the Google Assistant. I can say that out loud. We've had the Apple S person, and this stuff is easy to come by. All those questions and answers are easy to come by. We have ChatGPT on the phone. I don't think that's what we're buying the glasses for. We're buying the glasses because they're really great Ray-Ban glasses that you can photograph things in places that you couldn't do before. You know, when I first saw you, you've got the glasses posed on me and you're moving your hands around, and you can do that. You can do hands-free things. Any food vlogger can go into a restaurant and just put their head down and do the food, and it's right there. And then they can dip their fork in, and they could dip the spoon, and they could cut things, and they could do all these things that they couldn't do before. That's fun. I could take it into Tijuana and go right through customs, recording the whole time in a situation where if I'm walking around with the phone, they'd say, put that thing away and turn it off. And yes, there is a little white light. Let's turn it on. There's a little white light that will start recording, but nobody knows. Can you even see it now, Frederick? Because I got my white light. Okay, but most people can't and don't pay any attention to it. And
yeah, because it doesn't really look like a light. It looks like a rhinestone or something that's catching a reflection. It's not a light, like a bright spotlight at all.
Yeah. On a lark, I took it into an old diner on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, and I recorded everything. And I wanted to see from, hey, where can I sit, to I want some chili today. Could you refill my soda? I mean, it's just on and on and on. And I just wanted to see, could I record the whole thing? And yes, I could. Nobody gave me a second look. Maybe they're used to seeing everything on the Sunset Strip. I don't know. But I didn't come across anybody that, since I've been using the glasses, since I saw you, when was it? It was in December. Yeah. Yeah. I saw you in December. Not one person has said, "Hey, why are those glasses blinking at me?"
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. So you also mentioned in that video, and I'll link to the video from this one, but you mentioned the recording length, not so much the battery life of the glasses, but the duration of a single recording is limited to 60 seconds, which I get it. You know, they're looking for kind of quick bite-sized social media content. You're not going to be recording like, hours and hours. But still, 60 seconds, like, what are your thoughts on that? Too
short, unless you want to go into menu and choose 60 seconds. And I understand 60 seconds because YouTube Shorts has a 60-second time limit on it. And Instagram Reels used to, I don't know if they still do, but they have had time limits. But, these are talking glasses. I'm recording a key moment at Mel's Diner on the Sunset Strip, and I want to see the waiter put the chili on the table. That's one of your classic shots. But it stopped recording. They could have said, you only got 15 seconds left. Why don't you press record again? I mean, it's really easy, right, to give you a clue on something like that. I think we could get that. Now, that's for version 3. You said version 2. We actually have version 2 of the glasses now. Do you realize that?
Yeah,
they came out a year ago. These are the new ones that came out at the end of 2023. That
you know what I'd like
AI.
for that cue? Yeah, I remember that. For that cue, you're spot on with when you're recording. First, they only give you 60 seconds, so you have that range anxiety for the Tesla people out there. Right? So you have the range anxiety about running out of time. But then I think you could solve that, like you said, you've got speakers over your ears, right? So give me a 5 beep countdown. So when I have 5 seconds left, just start beeping. Go beep, 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 and then a long beep, beep, and it's over, right? Yeah. Done. And only I can hear it because those speakers are really isolated. I'm the only person that could hear it, and then I would know, oh, it's beeping. Let me wrap this up real quick. Or I got to hit the button again to record my second clip. Or Just give me more than 60 seconds or all of the above, right? So I don't know. What about battery life?
People should know,
the whole thing.
know that you actually have 15, 30, and 60 are your three options, right?
Yeah.
Battery life, I found 3 hours. I think you mentioned one. When I took them to Tijuana and I was running them nonstop, I was walking to all these stores and wanted to catch as much as I could. I got 3 hours battery life. And I complained about it to a friend of mine, and he said, well, put it back in the case and it will charge up some more. Well, that's fine. But I was in Tijuana and I couldn't use them anymore. So I'd like to see the battery life get fixed.
Yeah. What's a good amount of battery life for these things?
Anything longer than 3 hours, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm still pleasantly surprised that I like the glasses as much as I do right now, because normally that shine wears off, right? Yeah. It hasn't worn off quite yet.
Let's go back in history. We both remember Google Glass. That was 10 years ago. Dorky looking. The quality was terrible. You're looking through them. You actually could see the images in the glasses, but they looked terrible. So that was bad. Then Snapchat spectacles. Do we remember those?
I do. Yeah.
Circular video. Everything was in a little circle and looked wacky and weird. And they were really hard to come by until they weren't. And then they had a fire sale and they couldn't get rid of them. So they were terrible. So and then you mentioned the Amazon ones. They were silly too. So these are the first glasses that actually have good video. Facebook actually does really good work in some of these areas. Like the Portal was a fantastic unit, a video screen made by Facebook that nobody wanted because it was more Facebook spying. And we could take this to the next level. Okay, so Facebook knows everything about me. They know who I talk to, who I spend time with, what I buy, where I go, and now I'm wearing the glasses, and they know even more. They know even more. I'm willing to put up with it, but they know even more about me now.
Yeah. No, and at some point it's kind of like, I hate to be defeatist about it, but it feels like trying to protect your data online, if you do anything online, is like trying to get to the part of the hot tub that somebody didn't pee in. Right? Because it's like at some point you're just in the hot tub, bro. I mean, you're not going to avoid, because, every year we hear about it. Oh, this company data breach. Oh, this company data breach. Oh, this DNA company data breach. How many data breaches have there been in the last decade, and how much data does that represent? And then layer on top of that Facebook and their nonsense, with all the Cambridge Analytica stuff that happened way back in the day. Like, all this stuff hasn't gone away. It's just a ratchet, right? So enter these guys. So you could make the decision that, you know what, that's a bridge too far, because they may be looking at my data, and whenever I upload something, they may be looking at it and serving me ads based on what I was looking at today or whatever, and not get it and abstain from it. But meanwhile, your phone is gathering even a higher level of detail about you, right? And sharing that with who knows who. So, you got to choose your battles, I guess. And for me, I'm only on this planet. I'm only on the planet for a short time, Jefferson. So I'm like, do I really want to do I want to martyr myself and suffer and not enjoy the riches of all this tech that we have available? Or, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Let me ask you a quick question that's slightly off topic, but it's on topic, okay? Yes. So last week, Samsung announced the new version of the Galaxy, top-of-the-line Galaxy phone, the S24. On the previous models, they had the best zoom of any camera, 10x, any phone. 10x zoom. Now on the new model, they brought it down to 5x. And they said the reason was because people weren't using the 10x. To which I say, how do you know? Are you monitoring every time I choose a focal length? How do they know this? How do they know this? What do you think, Frederick?
Yes. Well, I mean, they told on themselves, right? That's what happened.
So Samsung knows when I shoot in wide and when I shoot in ultra wide, and they're making little notes.
Wow. I wonder if they know what you shoot,
Well, here's the thing. I don't believe it. I don't believe that they know. I don't believe that they're monitoring our focal lengths. I think it was just a flimsy little lazy excuse for saving some money and just not wanting to do it. But that's me.
Maybe. Yeah, that's the glasses half full side of it, right? Glasses half empty is they know everything and every focal length and every GPS coordinates and the subject of every photo because they're feeding it into a large language model that they will then monetize with a future version of the phone. So
now
speculative disclaimer.
The one creepy thing, and I'll get back to our other subject, but the one creepy thing that I really like that I've discovered lately, on your iPhone, every time you park your car, Apple Maps takes a note of where you parked. And when you're coming back and you're saying, "Oh my God, where am I? Where did I park? Where?" They tell you, and then they direct you to get you to the car. So I think that's fantastic.
That is fantastic, and that saved someone around here the other day because they lost their parking spot at Oakland International Airport. Forgot where they put the car. And that feature to the rescue. I've done that before. I've flown exactly into Oakland, and I fly in there so many times a year. You get the places where you parked your car mixed up if you haven't taken a photo, which I do now religiously. And that time I didn't take a photo for some reason. And my brain was going back to like 3 trips ago where I put the car and I went back to that location. Car's gone. Somebody stole my car. Like, I know I put it right here. I remember getting out of it. Right. Yeah. So that feature would have saved me back then.
Yeah. I did that this week. I've been towed. I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or in San Francisco, you were like, oh, it's been stolen. I don't know. No, San Francisco's better now.
And Apple Maps, even if you don't use it, they'll tell you, which is amazing.
Yeah. So we talked about
back to the glasses.
Back to these glasses. Yeah, let me look at my notes. So vertical video. We talked about the LLM. We talked about the battery life. Let's talk about what it's not. One of the things these glasses are not, there is no data that shows up in front of your vision in here. These are not AR, augmented reality, or VR glasses, or even any sort of data. You get no data in here. You can see a little light when you're recording, like kind of faintly off to the side, but you're not looking at, these aren't Apple Vision Pro glasses or even in the league by any stretch to those glasses, right? Or like,
and
do you feel the same?
To which I say, hallelujah. I have, again, Google Glass, Snapchat spectacles. I've seen the faint little image in the glasses and it was distracting and the quality was horrendous. So great. Just let me shoot video. That's all I want. Let me shoot video. That's what I'm buying the glasses for. And when I'm not shooting video, I've got a great pair of Ray-Ban glasses that look cool on both sides.
Yeah. Well, we'll end on that because here's one of the problems I had with the glasses day one when I got them. I wear glasses. These are reading glasses, or when I'm using a computer like this, without them, I can see everything, but I'm not reading much without these on. So when I got these glasses, I wanted to set them up. Guess what the problem is? You have to put them on in order to get them set up. So here's the move I was doing. Okay, let me do this, and then maybe some of that. Okay, yeah, now I can see it. So there's got to be a way to get these things set up that you don't have to actually put them on your face in order to configure them. You didn't hit that. Clearly, you have perfect eyes, right?
I was okay. I'm going to give you one thing that you didn't think about. So my son lives in Japan. And after I saw you, we were going to Japan. And I said, I'm going to give these to my son. He would love these glasses. And think of all the vertical videos that he could make at all those cool Japanese restaurants just by putting his head down and looking at some of that food. And as I packed all my gear, I pulled the glasses out and left them on the couch by mistake. Discovered when I was on the plane that I forgot to bring the glasses. So I said, no problem, I'll just go buy a pair. There's a Ray-Ban store in Kobe, which is near where he lives.
Yeah.
They don't sell these glasses in Japan. And if I had wanted to mail them to him, that wouldn't help because the Meta app you can't get on the Japanese version of the App Store.
Oh, wow. So he can't use them. He cannot use them. Oh, I had no idea. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, it's a new market for them, right? Maybe they will become available in Japan at some point in the future. All right. Well, let's wrap with that, Jefferson. like, oh, you know what? Let's not wrap, because there's one thing we need to talk about. We need to touch on. And that's the audio quality. We talked a little bit about the little slits above your ears. What do you think of the audio quality? Is it? You're not listening for, like, classical music appreciation through these glasses, but they do get the job done, right? Or did you find something?
Well, I would rather listen on my AirPods any day. Yes, the audio is decent. I wouldn't be walking down the street listening to music. I would rather have my AirPods, but it gets all screwy. It doesn't know what to do. If you put in the AirPods, it will flip right to the glasses or back to the AirPods. It's kind of messy. You sort of can't wear them. You can't do both at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. It's so weird that Bluetooth is still in this sort of weird state of not quite perfect yet after all these years. Because the problem I had with the audio is these are sunglasses, which means I don't have the clear glasses on these, which means these basically get used in the car most of the time. And they fight for the Bluetooth signal in the car, which is from my phone, because my phone wants to, without the glasses on, the phone, when I get in the car, it's connected. I'm listening to whatever, boom, I get out of the car, it's all good. When these glasses are in play, i.e. on my face, when I get into the car, my phone wants to play audio through the glasses, and the glasses are persistent about grabbing that audio signal. I have to physically go in and switch it back to the car's system in order to hear it through the car, but then next time I get in, it's back in the glasses again. So maybe there's a quick fix for that I don't know about, but that bit is annoying, because these are great. I mean, if I could have these in prescription for the car, game over.
Well,
right?
you can.
They just live in there.
You can. They sell them. My fix would be to go into your Bluetooth on your phone and turn off the glasses when you're driving.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to do that every time, Jefferson. I'm lazy. Like I'm first world lazy here, man. I need. I want to get in the car and have it work. If the glasses could magically appear on my head, so I wouldn't have to use the energy to put them on my face, that'd be great, right? But.
Yeah,
we don't have that quite yet.
I assume the speakers in your car are better than the speakers on the glasses.
Speakers in my car are excellent. They're like, I go sit in the car from time to time to listen to music. Let's just say that. Yeah. So we talked about everything. We talked about the audio. We talked about the vertical video. We talked about the battery life and the charging and the comparison between actual AR VR glasses and these, and what they are, what they aren't. I'll give you the last word. Any parting shots? Any parting thoughts on this device before we promote stuff?
The video quality is better than you would expect. And if you're in the business of making video or enjoying making video, you got to get them. There are so many opportunities for things that you can shoot that you're just not going to pull your phone out. That Mel's Diner thing I told you about, I could have walked in there and shoved the camera in their faces, and they wouldn't have blinked, but they were more comfortable not knowing and just seeing the glasses on my temple. That's what I think.
Yeah, love it. We'll leave it right there. I agree with you on most of the points we discussed in this episode, aside from the whole argument
there is one more thing. There's
vertical and horizontal video.
No, there's one more thing. The footage is jerky. The footage is jerky. You have to watch, we're moving our heads. We're going up and down. The best footage, this is the best footage. Watch me. Don't move.
Right.
Don't move.
Right.
Yeah. And when you're walking down the street, you will get a lot of that. But if you can keep your head, stand still and watch the world go by you, you'll have a much better shot.
I agree. Which means a whole new way of shooting. Like when we first started using gimbals, remember that? And you had to do the kind of crab duck walk or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's back again, basically. Which, hey, Meta, sorry, glasses, why not add some image stabilization into these things? If companies like Insta360 can do it in their little Insta360 Go camera, you could figure out a way to put a limited version of that in here. And I can hear Meta engineers in the background saying, yeah, but battery life. That's what
Yeah.
they're going to say.
But we move our heads more than we think. I'm watching you move your head right now. I'm moving my head right now. And you just have to really be conscious of what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you're shooting. Well, cool, man. So what's coming up next for you? You and I are both participating in an event that a mutual friend of ours is hosting. You want to talk about that a little bit?
It is the iPhone Photography Conference put on by our friends at Kelby One. Both Frederick and I spoke there last year, and we're speaking again. And I'm thrilled to be peas in a pod with Frederick and the other instructors, who include Scott Kelby and Tracy Sweeney and Russell Preston Brown and Eric Kuna and Glenn Davis and Rick Salmon. There's a lot of really great instructors. It's $150 for the early bird special. The dates, I believe, are the 27th and 28th. And you get 2 days of nonstop, really great instruction, all sorts of topics from Scott's travel tips and iPhone tips to editing on the Photos app from Tracy to Russell Preston Brown is the best iPhone photographer in the world, as far as I'm concerned. And he does stuff with the Pro Photo strobe that is just jaw-dropping. And he's going to talk about that. I'm doing the beginner's guide to the iPhone photography. There are so many pro tools hidden in the menu that most people don't even know about, and I'll be telling you about that and going over some of the special effects like slow-mo and time-lapse. I've let the camera run for 10 days. So I've done a lot of time-lapse stuff, and I can tell you all about that. Frederick is going to talk about creating characters in AI. So I'm going to flip it to Frederick. Tell everybody what you're doing.
Sure, man. I'm excited. I am really excited about this because this is an experiment, as it were, in different ways to present educational content in an entertaining way. And I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's kind of a narrative cinematic presentation. The gist of the presentation, of course, is an iPhone photography conference, right? So iPhone is involved. But what we're going to do in the session is create worlds. We're going to create an entire being from scratch. This is all using AI and using different tools that you will have access to. And I will be demonstrating live on the phone from nothing to full on something, a narrative at the end that is going to blow your mind, and what I can create or what you can create just sitting there on your phone or your tablet or whatever and creating stuff from whole cloth, from nothing. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, please check it out. Jefferson's going to be there, like I said. Jefferson is the iPhone photography photo walk master. You, Jefferson, know more about iPhone photography and the camera in that phone than almost anybody I know. Probably anybody I know, right? You've been into every little corner of the iPhone from a photography perspective. You have explored it and have discussed it. So I'm looking forward to your session as well. It's going to be good.
$150 to hear Frederick and Jeff and Scott Kelby and Rick Salmon. I think it's a pretty good deal. I'd pay $150 just to hear this AI chat, right?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, you would. It's going to be great.
One Live, KelbyOneLive.com.
Kelby One Live. Yeah, we'll link to that in the post, the show notes for this, and also in the description for the YouTube video. You'll find that. And if you want to follow Mr. Jefferson Graham, Jefferson, where can people go to keep up with you? Keep their iPhones clicking.
PhotoWalksTV.com website would be a great place. JeffersonGraham.net. I've got a lot of my photo galleries. And of course, the series, YouTube.com/PhotoWalksTV. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up. And check out the Tijuana video. And of course, the glasses video. I've got a lot of footage examples in my review. So I think you'd probably get a kick out of that.
Love it. Love it. All right, my friend Jefferson, thanks for jumping on at the late minute request to do this interview. I think it was, or this discussion. This wasn't really an interview. It's more of a note exchange. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. It's been great.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We will talk again soon. We'll probably have some more interesting news to share in a couple of weeks about some stuff we're collaborating on. But for this one, we'll leave it right there. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jefferson Graham. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
This is TWiP.